If you've been on the internet anytime since the early 2010s, you've probably met a man named Tyler, the Creator.
Tyler, you are Tyler the...
Masturbator.
The pastel suit-wearing Grammy winner who once terrified suburban parents with lyrics that sounded like a satanic TED Talk. Tyler Gregory Okonma built his empire out of contradiction, chaos wrapped in genius, humor buried in horror, and some of the most beautiful production you'll ever hear under words that made the FCC reach for holy water. While most rappers bragged about cars, money, and girls, Tyler bragged about burying people, burning things, and breaking rules like it was cardio. But today, we're not talking about music. We're asking the question no judge has ever dared to ask. If Tyler, the Creator's lyrics were taken literally, how long would he be in prison? Not as metaphor, not as art, but as if every bar from Goblin to Igor was a sworn confession.
I can do whatever I want.
Quick disclaimer, this is all hypothetical. Tyler hasn't done any of this. He's an artist, not a felon. We're just here to have fun and prove that if rap lyrics were real evidence, half of hip-hop would be serving consecutive life sentences. Crime 1. Murder and homicide. If you've heard early Tyler, you already know. This man's lyrics weren't just edgy, they sounded like rejected Dexter scripts. From Yonkers to Goblin, Tyler wasn't just killing beats. He was killing, well, everyone. Tracks like Sarah, Splatter, Tron Cat, and Goblin read less like songs and more like open mic night for serial killers. He raps about murder, cannibalism, and psychological torture, often from his alter ego's perspective, which, legally speaking, is a nightmare. Because, Your Honor, it wasn't me, it was Tron Cat, doesn't exactly scream reasonable defense. Even years later, Tyler's still metaphorically catching bodies. In the Sorry Not Sorry music video, he kills off several of his old personas, Wolf, Cherry Bomb, Baudelaire, and a few others, in one cinematic bloodbath. It's not in the lyrics, but the visuals make it clear. He's putting his past selves to rest. That's about 6 or 7 alter egos gone right there. Now, across his entire discography, Tyler symbolically killed off way more than that. So let's round it up to 15 for the sake of argument. And given the severity of those fictional crimes, let's assume the highest possible charge, a life sentence per count. For calculation purpose, let's turn each life sentence into 100 years. Multiply that by 15, and Tyler's already looking at 1,500 years behind bars.
Okay.
If this went federal, let's just say the only thing getting created would be his execution date. Crime 2. Assault, aggravated assault, and sexual assault. If you thought the murders were bad, welcome to Tyler's Fight Club era. Most rappers talk about throwing hands metaphorically. Tyler, on the other hand, was out here describing every punch, stab, and breakdown like he was auditioning for Mortal Kombat 12. Yonkers, Radicals, Tron Cat, Transylvania, Domo 23, the violence was constant. Every verse felt like a new felony wrapped in an 808. He's punching critics, threatening pop stars, fighting demons, and at least once himself. But physical violence wasn't the only crime on his lyrical record. Early Tyler also flirted with themes of sexual assault and harassment.
I be licking this nigga braids like...
I don't do that. That's not true.
I know you don't do that.
I do that.
Especially in darker cuts like Blow, Sarah, Tron Cat, and Splatter. Those tracks blurred the line between horrorcore fantasy and criminal confession. If taken literally, they'd add a disturbing pile of felonies to the mix, and probably another therapy bill for anyone listening too closely. Now, under California law, aggravated assault with a weapon gets you 4 to 10 years.
Fuck you, bitch!
While sexual assault carries anywhere from 5 years to life. Add up roughly 20 assaults and another 10 sexual offenses, and we're looking at serious time. Averaging that out, about 7 years per assault and 15 for each sexual charge, you're talking over 290 years total. By the time that sentence ends, Goblin 2 would be premiering through a seance. Still, you gotta respect the work ethic. Most artists go platinum, Tyler went penitentiary platinum. Crime 3. Threats and intimidation. Tyler's greatest weapon might not be his fists, it's his mouth. Because this man has committed more verbal crimes than an Xbox Live lobby circa 2008.
If I wasn't a musician, I would probably be dead.
Where other rappers flex luxury, Tyler flexes hostility. He threatens, taunts, and stalks his targets with a kind of creative detail that makes restraining orders look like fan mail. Take Who Dat Boy. Tyler storms in like a horror movie villain mid-existential crisis. That's intimidation with artistic direction. Then there's IFHY, a song that begins with I love you and ends with something around I'll emotionally destroy you if you leave. That's not romance, that's psychological warfare. And of course, Yonkers. When you threaten to stab Bruno Mars, metaphor or not, you're getting a knock on the door from the FBI. Across his discography, there are at least 10 cases of verbal threats or intimidation. Under California law, that's 6 months to 3 years each. Let's call it an even 2.5 per count. That's another 25 years gone. 25 years of explaining to his cellmate that it was all metaphorical, bro.
Fuck that nigga, you gon' die.
Crime 4. Kidnapping and false imprisonment. At this point, it's less odd future and more odd federal charges. Because Tyler's music videos and lyrics are filled with suspiciously high-budget hostage scenarios. Start with Sam is Dead. Tyler and his crew kidnap, interrogate, and execute people like they're filming Call of Duty Emotional Damage Edition. By the end, he's both the kidnapper and the victim. That's double time right there. Then Buffalo, a surreal sequence of hangings, mob justice, and humiliation. Symbolic? Yes, but to the law, that's 2 counts of unlawful detention and 1 of "What the hell, MTV?" And radicals. That infamous chant, "Kill people, burn shit, fuck school." It's a manifesto-sounding chorus that probably got quoted in at least one FBI PowerPoint. Even if it's metaphorical rebellion, that's 5 separate incidents that look a lot like kidnapping, trapping, or coercion. Each worth 25 years. That's 125 more on the stack. At this rate, parole isn't even a dream. It's a myth.
I'm stressing because I don't know where they're going.
Crime 5. Drug manufacturing and distribution. You'd think Tyler would stop there. But no. Somewhere between Goblin and Call Me If You Get Lost, he unlocked the Breaking Bad expansion pack, because sprinkled through his lyrics are enough drug references to make DEA agents start twitching. From Domo 23 to Lemonhead to Buffalo, it's pills, powder, weed, a full menu crime buffet. Of course, most of these are metaphors, symbols for depression, addiction, and chaos. But in our imaginary courtroom, metaphors don't exist. Federal law punishes trafficking with 5 to 40 years per count, and manufacturing with 10 to 20. California's more chill, but not Golf Wang chill. Let's be fair, 7 counts at an average of 12 years each. That's 84 more years locked up for cooking up rhymes instead of meth. Tyler once said, "I'm not a rapper, I'm an innovator." Yeah, bro, an innovator in controlled substance metaphors. Crime 6. Weapons violations. What's a Tyler album without a few illegal weapons, right? From Yonkers to Death Camp, the man's discography could double as a Call of Duty sound pack. Shotguns, pistols, explosives, all fired off in vivid cinematic detail. In A Boy Is a Gun music video, he fires a shotgun to kill a bird. In Smuckers, he and Kanye trade bars that sound like federal offenses with good production. But underneath the imagery, it's never about actual violence. The guns are symbols, emotional triggers, defense mechanisms. Unfortunately, symbolism doesn't stop the feds from stacking charges. 10 weapon mentions equals 10 counts. At an average of 8 years each, that's another 80 years. 80 years for firing lyrical bullets instead of real ones. Honestly, safest mass shooting in history.
I'm not finished.
Crime 7. Reckless endangerment and endangering a minor. Because sometimes Tyler's chaos wasn't violent. It was just unsafe. The Sam is Dead video, explosions, tamale, human trampolines, and Yonkers. He eats a cockroach and hangs himself, which is both unsanitary and OSHA defying. But beneath the shock value, it was never for clout. It was therapy. A young man with no filter, turning pain into parody. Then there's Rella, where lasers shoot out of body parts and people turn into cats. It's satire, but the Department of Public Safety would still like a word. Under California law, reckless endangerment nets you up to 10 years. Child endangerment adds another 6, and contributing to delinquency gives you a bonus year. 6 notable incidents total, averaging 4 years each. That's 24 more years. So let's add this all up. 15 counts of first-degree murder, 1,500 years. 20 assaults and 10 sexual offenses, 290 years. 10 threats, 25 years. 5 kidnappings, 125 years. 7 drug charges, 84 years. 10 weapon violations, 80 years. 6 reckless incidents, 24 years. That's 2,128 years in total.
Stop.
To put that in perspective, that's longer than the stretch between humanity's first watermills and the invention of Spotify. If Tyler's lyrics were treated as literal confessions, he wouldn't just serve time. He'd become time itself. Over 2 millennia in federal prison. No parole, no retrial, just a man and his imagination locked away for generations. But Tyler's crimes were never real. They were emotional exorcisms. From the raw chaos of Goblin to the self-acceptance of Igor and the elegance of Call Me If You Get Lost, every disturbing lyric, every fictional death, every shocking line was therapy through sound. He didn't glorify violence. He processed it. He didn't confess to crimes. He confessed to feelings. Tyler turned inner darkness into performance art. And maybe that's the real sentence here. Not 2,128 years in a cell, but a lifetime spent transforming pain into creation. Because at the end of the day, Tyler the Creator didn't destroy the world. He built a new one, where all the chaos finally made sense.
What are you saying in your lyrics?
Nothing. Shit to piss old white people off like you.
Court adjourned. But before you head out, tell us, which artist should we put on trial next? Drop your verdict in the comments and don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more musical crimes.